before 1981 coup na see no the murdering of these judges about 1982 no, there were several coups, about 3 coups in 1966. Kotoka, Efrifa, and Ankara. Omuye coup. People died. Some people were shot. Some people lost relatives. Some people became casualties. Some people at the end of the day ended up in a crossfire. Some people lost relatives. Even that coup, Nukrampono, before and after, no, there are people who can tell you stories of things they went through. A 1966 coup. Now, 66 coup no normally two Kwame Nkrumah. Your oncophobia omushire omo papanom. Your oncophobia omushire omo busuafo. Your oncophobia sa asem ni see no. Sebio almost ho kan. But hey, those people are not mentioned today because ebia no papa anya judge. Ebia no mama anya teacher. Ebia na omo busuani nya influential. So those people were kept in the dark. Now when it came to 1972, Sakuna etu eye buziano, omom yeku eye echampo betu buziano, people also were caught in the crossfire. Time at JJ Bar 79. Otam to me edema eye Liman. Something made JJ Rawlings come back again in 81. And the reason was that na Odjine say odi to minimal Liman no eye the vulnerable. The people down there, Liman Muno Mosrono, they will bring the people along. Corruption and essay krona. People in authority were taking advantage of that power. People in authority were conniving to make sure those down there, they take their livelihood from them. They take their lives from them. No, JJ thought to say, Anka Eye Liman be take that thing out. But when he went back and sat behind, he saw say the country had gotten to a point where that particular thing, a year 79 kuno, that thing had not been achieved. Now, why did he come back to do another coup? Then it means that nani pebu or system ni mo mukuta tumia, they were abusing that power. Those people were hiding behind power. It could be government officials, it could be judges, it could be people we are giving authority to make sure the law works. No, they might have been, or maybe they were abusing that office. So it forced JJ Rawlings to come back to take that power. Now, let's take a step back. If 78, 79, 80, if a judge was abusing their office, 79, 80, 81, that's a judge be the to me share in sa and all this sad to me no den edi bonia. Have you thought of the people that judge in the era of Liman, because we could not hold on to power to make sure say people we have given authority to could use the power to benefit the people, instead using the power to benefit them? Have you asked yourself, sir, action by some of those people, no, the people who are affected, did you ask yourself what those people went through? I am asking this question because some people today in Ghana, they want us to think, say, Judge Fowe, they were angels. Who come to Japan or TV so? Oh, na me papa didi. It means the dad was living well. Near Tifie or Bangalore na near didi. That means the same time there were people down there who were not even getting the opportunity to have a square meal with their father. This was an era where people were even struggling to get jobs. This was an era where the country, Kalabule, had taken over. This was the era where people who had power were abusing the power. I'm not saying Kobe Japan's father is corrupt or was corrupt, but I'm trying to let you know. So on your narration now, you could see, say, those judges and those people we saw as powerful, no, the gap between them and the people, no, was wide. What was creating that? It was corruption. People were abusing that power. So remember, say oji 2 minutes free nipansem. Now the 2 minutes nipana. Remember, one day when the person gets to know you don't have that power again, they will come back. They will come after you. And anything I make catch will say, some people want us to believe, say, Judge Fowe, time in their career, they were angels. They never committed any crime. From the beginning of this show, I've said, I would never condone murdering another human being. I would never do that. The act was wrong and it should be condemned anytime. But we also need to be asking questions. we also need to be asking questions. Because if you don't ask the questions, some people will force this narrative on us. To say, Judge for we, you conform free heaven, you don't be Ghana. So, song, but something actually forced J.J. Rollins to come back in 81 to do another coup. What was that? The thing that forced J.J. Rollins to come do another coup was because some people who had the power to decide the destiny of some other Ghanaians who did not yield that power, they were abusing that office. And maybe these judges, that was what they were doing. Until Japan, every time Biano Betina TV so, and you bet me papa, and you kukuno, Japan portrays everything, and people who are in support of these judges, they make it look like Judge Fourway in their duty, they never stepped on any toe. And I'm not saying say Judge Bikra Ebu in 10 now we mbun 10 year also be fetch kukuno. I would never admit to that. I would never agree to that. But I'm also making you understand, because here can history. Something happened, the consequences in the history, no. So BB and Sia history number until we need to find out what really happened for history to today be telling us to say you could judge for me and Sebi. Some action might have happened. Until we the young ones, when we see this story every day and people are sitting on TV crying and making it look like a group of people came to murder my father, kill somebody. The question here is, there were so many judges in Ghana. There were so many high court judges. There were so many tribunals. Why these 3 judges? Because we cannot keep doing this thing of every year biano nani pe bia ba be portray bibi to say ye monko time group bi monko time JJ Rollins group monko time NDC phobia. When you look at even what happened after this incident happened, the MPNDC, they forced an investigations into the matter. If people are even going to say there was one PNDC person in and a Saudi the question here is investigations, what happened? Those people who were involved in the action, at the end of the day, they were all dealt with. One part of the story so ayenka omamudi is abon no yechi omu nyina no sa emrana ewa asase no so no ene sa nkofo no edili. Sometimes momyamfa emotions in nto nchen. Momayamfa inkofobia way of trying to narrate a story to instill that story in our heads. And tonchen, we all feel bad. But let's look at the reality here. Let's put aside our emotions. Let's put aside maybe a political party we are affiliated to. Let's look at the issues, what actually brought us here. Now, when investigations were open, in the investigations, they came to that conclusion. Say, nipa be enaya omudi sajmo say numno sanko for nyina yembu omukunfo. And those people they were all at the end of the day incarcerated. So the question here is, one, asamne see no omudi bonno yechi omo anameboa. Now let's come back to Diana judges for we ya ebema nkofo we ayeden e decide say ye betwe omase eku omo ahye omase.